Firstly, I believe that it's important as athletes to recover well so that us as management can work with become athletes obviously, and so you can work on a high performance level, because obviously if you don't recover well, there's no point of us pushing you so hard because you still broke down from the previous competition, match, training. So that's why I use this, and also just to inform you guys so that you can use this knowledge going forward, because it's good in general to have this knowledge. So this is the content. So obviously I'll do introduction. I'll talk about supplementation. Sorry you can't see it in now, but I'll talk about supplementation, foam rolling, stretching and mobility, and then nutrition and recovery. So I'll allow you guys to ask questions if you want to, or after once I've done the presentation. So for those that don't know, sorry about that, but I'm Fernando Rosenberg. I'm a final year student at ETA. I do not go to the campus because I study online, distance learning, and whatever, obviously you guys know me, and I've been working with you guys for the past few months, so whatever I know, it's because I taught it myself, or I checked on YouTube, and obviously through my portal online that I just use that information and executing it of what I've learned over the past few months. And obviously, as you guys know, my topic is about recovery method, athlete recovery methods. It will be 15 minutes, and as I said, the floor will be open to questions only afterwards. So what is conditioning? So conditioning is the process of training to become physically fit by a resume of exercise, diet and rest. So that's why we use the word conditioning a lot, because as you heard what it was. So in sports conditioning programs are generally twofold, aimed at achieving peak performance in games and achieving future goals. So that's what Mr. Damons have done since he stepped in basically. He worked on his goals, so basically he's training you guys, he's working towards a goal. So he set a goal at the beginning of the year in order for a long-term goal to come into effect. So you guys are part of the long-term goal, building that process in order to get his future goal, which is to maybe, I don't know, play Premier A League, play against in Premier B schools, or in the A1 League, which we hopefully want to get into in a year or two. And the benefits of a sports conditioning program, which I'm obviously doing with you guys, is that your performance is better, increased strength and resilience for contact, fewer injuries, which we haven't got recently. I haven't had any complaints about injuries, and quicker and fuller recovery, and higher quality of life and better health. So first slide, supplementation. So supplementation is the enhancement of the diet with special nutrients. So about supplementation, it's in order, so that's the reason why I always ask you guys to eat well, and food is to eat basically, and to eat your veg, your fats, your proteins, your carbs, so that you have a complete diet, so that you meet your micro and macronutrients. Who knows what micro and macronutrients are? Okay, not much. Okay, so what are macro and micronutrients? Micronutrients work in tandem, so in conjunction, in partnership with macronutrients to keep the body functioning, and are crucial in order to maintain energy levels, metabolism, cellular function, and physical and mental well-being. Guys got that? Yeah. Cool. So macronutrients. People can become deficient in a number of micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals, without even knowing it, unless they take an extremely close look at the diet. Micronutrients play an important role in cell health and function, therefore lacking in micronutrients can have a negative impact on you reaching your goals or rate of recovery. So that's why I bought this today. This is basically a multivitamin, so it's a multivitamin which I use, but I only use it when I know I haven't had a good day of eating, just to, for example, now after training, and I'll take one just so that I make sure I get my vitamins and minerals, which are my micronutrients, so that my body goes nice on homeostasis. But obviously, afterwards, your pH levels and your salt levels aren't balanced because you sweated most of your vitamins and minerals out through the exercise because of cortisol. What is cortisol? Cortisol is a stress hormone that is placed on your body when you exercise, and that's why you might get the fatigue, the lactic acid, etc. And now for this one, omega acids. Who's on a diet? Who's on a strict diet here? No one. Awesome, that's good because the reason why I asked is because fad diets are in place now, like your vegetarian, your vegans, and the reason why they call fad diets because they don't have the complete source of vitamins and minerals, proteins, carbs, etc. in because vegans don't eat meat and all of that, and you're supposed to eat your meat, and because it's important to get your fats. And people think fats are bad. Don't think fats are bad. Fats is important because imagine you lean and shredded as hell, but come to rugby day and you get injured. Because why? You don't have enough fat to protect a fat layer protecting your muscle. Right. Next. Oh, macronutrients. So macronutrients, supplementation is another important consideration to make when analyzing sports supplements. Sports supplements can allow you to easily consume the correct amounts of macronutrients in a number of different formats, fast and slow digesting. So elite athletes are fully aware of how essential supplements can be to their own performance, relying upon them to push themselves to the limit in training and competition. They also rely on supplementation performance to continue to push the limits. Sports supplements represent a performance benefit that can be the difference between first and second. So what they're basically saying is you don't have to make use of supplements, right? Supplements is a benefit. It adds towards that. Like I said, this is the reason because I might not have a good day of eating, so then I'll use a multivitamin to replace or to keep me going, so my body can have something to burn. Otherwise, what will happen? Your body will start, if you haven't eaten enough or not hydrated enough, like I'm very, after training now, I'm very dehydrated, so I need to replace what I put out. So for example, supplementation is just a benefit, like your whey protein. You get it immediately after your training, and then take it in, and then that's just a faster way. Because imagine you eating a pizza after training. It's going to take a while to digest. So you won't actually be recovering because it's not digested and going through your body. So that's why you have a whey protein powder, which is going to digest very quickly, and your muscles are going to be much more happy in a sense. So next, foam rolling. So sorry again for that. Foam rolling is a myofascial release. So myofascial is basically it's like a layer under your muscle that the reason why you feel the stiffness is that myofascial. So that's why when we foam roll, we release that tension with foam rolling. So the benefits of foam rolling increases your joint range of motion. Who knows what the range of motion is? What is it?
It's like how far you're
you got it. And assists in correcting imbalances and aid in recovery from hard workouts and decrease muscle and joint pain. So let me just read about foam rolling. Significance of a foam roller is to perform soft tissue work by holding pressure on tender areas of tissue for a sustained period to diminish activity at the trigger point. This allows when doing stretching or lengthening techniques such as static stretching, which is when you, for example, go down and hold at least for 30 seconds, right? To increase the muscle extensibility correctly, this process enables the human movement system to re-establish neuromuscular efficiency. So in today's society, as we all know, we're all at school, we are sitting more than ever, and this is seriously compromising our postural integrity and levels of fitness. So when you sit a lot, Our shoulders become rounded, our core becomes weak. That's why you see a lot of people getting hunchbacks as they go old, because it's bad, your core is weak and it's bad posture. And simply sitting for too much of the day, our hip flexors become short, and that's why we do a lot of hip flexors, stretches. Quadricep muscles become tight, and our shoulders round, as I said, while our heads protrude forward. This creates changes in standing posture and gait. Who knows what gait is? Gait.
Oh, I know what it is, but I can't explain it.
So gait is your walking pattern.
Yeah.
There you go. And that can further cause injury or keep us further away from activity and a healthy lifestyle. Next, stretching and mobility. So what I'm going to talk about stretching is, I'm going to explain the different stretching methods that we have in order to create flexibility. So there are 4 types of stretching: dynamic stretching, which we do a lot in sports because it's sports specific. It's dynamic stretching is actually important for sports because you can't do a static stretch like hold for a long time when you have cold muscles. It does not make sense at all. So dynamic stretching actually gives us time to warm up the muscle so that in order for us to do the static stretching. And then we got ballistic stretching, PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, and mobility. So most common technique is static stretching, which we often do a lot, which is a stretch that you hold for about 10 to 30 seconds. And the first one is dynamic stretching. So dynamic stretching involves movements of increasing the range of motion at a specific joint to mimic a sports movement or activity, which we do a lot throughout our warm-ups when we warm up for matches. Ballistic stretching. The form of stretching should only be done in the presence of a coach or qualified personnel, as it involves stretching the muscle parts to its normal range by the use of bouncing. And it assists with the range of motion in the joints. For example, for example, over here, you'll hold your foot down and then you'll do a bounce movement. But it's obviously, you should do it, as I said, with someone that's qualified, because there is a higher risk of injuring yourself. And then PNF stretching. This stretching technique uses contracting and relaxing with the assistance of partner, is to push down as you resist for 10 seconds, then relax for 10 seconds. I know I did that with you a lot. And then this stretch allows you to go deeper and improve your range of motion. So when performing PNF stretching, it is important to breathe out as you lower into the stretch. And then lastly, mobility. It is the ability to move freely and easily through a complete movement pattern of a joint stretching, an important factor in achieving good mobility. So the difference between mobility and stretching is that flexibility is the ability of a muscle to lengthen, and mobility is the ability of a joint to move actively through a range of motion. You got that? And lastly, nutrition. So I'll read you guys for you guys. So what I'm going to talk about here is the 5 R's to recovery with nutrition. So over here, so basic nutrition, this information to you guys that you can use on to take forward. I always say carbs are king, no matter what. It's the energy source that drives our engine, and obviously in your diet, the primary energy source for your body during physical activity, as you said now, should be at least 60% of an athlete's diet. But I would say 55% to 60%. So it should be majority of your diet. And protein is necessary for tissue repair, as you guys know, and should be at least 20% of your diet. As you can see here, the proteins, the eggs, your whey, your cheeses, your milk, etc. And then fat is necessary for brain function. Fat-free diets are not healthy for athletes, but stick with healthy fats, which are avocados, nuts. Peanut butter is also a very good fat because of the peanuts. Fish oil, omega-3s, olive oil. If you're cooking your food, try and use olive oil, as it's a very good oil, very good fat. Like that's a monosaturated fat. Am I correct? Or polysaturated?
Monounsaturated. I think about it.
Right, when recovery diet, always eat within an hour after strenuous physical activity. Research has shown that chocolate milk, like Wisteria Stumpy, Super M, very good example, has an excellent balance of protein and carbs for recovery. When in doubt, apply the rule of thirds. A plate of meals should consist of about 1/3 each of carbs, protein, fruits, and vegetables. So, nutrition and recovery, rest. First one, should always relax. Adequate rest is needed to give the body enough time to recover and repair. So that's why before a match, it's always important to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep maximum. Not less than that. It's very dangerous to train or to do a strenuous activity under 4 hours of sleep. And rehydrate fluids. Fluids should be replaced after workout. Monitor the color of your urine and the amount of your urine color. Color of your urine should be pale yellow, and you should be urinating regularly, which means you should be drinking water regularly, and you should be going to the bathroom regularly. If you don't go to the bathroom regularly, which means you're not giving your body enough fluid. Yes, some of us might but because we are athletes, we need to drink water regularly. It's important for homeostasis in our body. Everything is important to be balanced in our bodies so that we can execute a high performance match each Saturday. Always replace your carbs. Replacing carbohydrates that the muscles have burned for energy, otherwise you don't have energy going into the next workout. The source of carbs, a liquid or solid, which is like your Wisteria Stumpy or pasta, should be consumed within 15 to 20 minutes after activity when your muscles are most receptive to refueling. In peak training, diet wholesome carbohydrates should be the first choice. Not only do they provide fuel, but essential nutrients as well. Repair. Proteins. Protein assists with the repair of damaged muscle tissue and aids in the recovery after training. Protein also helps with your immune system by keeping it strong to fight viruses like colds and flus. And then lastly, rejuvenate. Antioxidants. Antioxidants come mainly from your veg and your fruits. So physical exercise places stress on the body, which I mentioned, cortisol, the stress hormone, which produces free radicals that can damage your body cells, such as red blood cells, which aids in the transportation of oxygen and muscle tissue. And antioxidants scavenge free radicals and protect cells from damage, leading to better recovery. So any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? You guys know that?
Is there ever a harm of having like too much nutrients?
Not actually, because your body will essentially get rid of it somehow, either through your urine or obviously through your waste products, but your body will find a way to get rid of it. But I would say rather be nutrition than under nutrition. You know what I'm saying? So rather have too much than less. But also you gotta be aware of having too much of one thing. You rather have too much of everything than having too much of one thing, because if you have too much of protein, you might get kidney stones or what else? There's a lot of risk factors obviously that can come into play. But yeah, I'd rather have too much of everything in that, or rather have a balance, is what I'm trying to say, balancing everything. Or having smaller amounts, but as long as you're consuming throughout the day and having enough. Yeah. Any other questions?
So what is if there's a time when you have a balance between protein and carbohydrates, but sometimes you will store your body more with carbs, and more carbs and less protein, and then maybe one day you will store your body with more protein and less carbs.
And that's where the balance comes in, or you can use tracking devices, tracking apps. That's where they are tracking apps to track what you consume. So, but you should actually, or you should have a plan to week out. That's why people do meal prepping, right? So that they make sure they have enough of that source every single day. Carbohydrates should always be more than your protein, because it's going to aid in your recovery, and that's your main source of energy burn. Protein is just there to help build build your immune system and repair your muscle tissue. Because obviously when you train hard, that's when you're breaking down. Your recovery, or when your body develops, is when you recover. That's why I always speak about recovery. That's the important part, because that's when your body develops and gets stronger, and that's when you will feel better as well. Any other questions? No? Nothing? I hope you guys learned something, or at least took in something. But thank you for your time.